Today, of course, I'm going to be talking about the new Original Jazz Classics series release of the Bill Evans Trio, Moonbeams. This is a video I was going to do this morning, and I want to tell you this story because it kind of ties in with this record. I was waking up, I was kind of getting myself together to do the video. Things got dark. It didn't look like this. Things got really dark and started to thunder and started to rain. And when that happens, this set goes black. It doesn't matter how many extra lights I bring in, it just looks wrong to me. But part of me was thinking that, as I was looking at the water streaming down the windows, I was thinking that mood kind of reminds me of the mood here, like a watercolor running, or a contemplative mood as you look out through the glass and the water's just dripping down. There's a mood about this album that's different from what came before, and there is a very good reason for that. Bill Evans had taken a break because he lost his original bassist, Scott La Faro, in a tragic car accident only a year or two before. This really shook him emotionally to his core. And this album marks the return of the Bill Evans Trio with the new bassist. The new bassist is Chuck Isreals, and he's fabulous too. But you can sense in Bill's playing that he is off in his head. And there's several points within this album that I can feel that so well. There's one track, the first track actually. I have the original OJC here and the new one. Well, not the original OJC, the 1990 reissue. The Person I Knew opens this album, and there's something that happens on that track. And it's not that unusual in a jazz trio like this, but it really struck me when I was listening to this. There's a point where Chuck Isreals is coming to the fore. So you hear the dynamics change. He's in the right channel, and he comes out and does his bass solo. And Bill decreases his dynamics, and he's floating back here. And you just hear him seemingly disconnected from the music, but really not. I'm sure he had a specific intention there, but it's like looking out a window and just kind of daydreaming in this little bit of a melancholy mood. And I got that throughout this record. So beautiful, so deeply emotional. I don't think I've ever heard Bill play like this, except maybe there was an album, You Must Believe in Spring, that came in the 70s that I also got that feeling from. Very soft explorations of mood. And this album has that in spades. I loved it when I got the OJC. So let's talk about that. This is the OJC that I was recommending when I had an Amazon storefront. For some reason, they pulled the plug on that, and I could never figure out why. This is a $20 reissue. It was remastered in 1990 by Phil Delancy. Legend has it that this is a digital remaster. I have heard conflicting reports about that. It sure doesn't sound like anything you would think with a digital remaster. It actually sounds really good. It does feel like a budget effort, though. Thin jacket. The vinyl's okay. It's not super quiet or pressed by any particular plant of note, but has the original labels. And I thought it was good enough sonically to recommend. I listened to it last night again. I've been listening to it all week, actually. And it's a beauty. It really is nice. But the vinyl, even when cleaned, was a little bit ticky. Soft clicks here and there, actually quite often throughout the record. So with a record like this, there's such a spell cast that you want to not break the mood with any extraneous noises. And that was my only gripe about that. Sure, I could eliminate it with the sugar cube, but I decided to not use the sugar cube to listen to both of these, of course. So while this does sonically sound good, when I put on Kevin Gray's new cut, which is for Kraft Original Jazz Classics, it was like a different world. It still had the mood, the ambiance, the feeling that Bill Evans is trying to portray here or convey here, but gives it the super quiet surface and more detail, and I'd say that like the way the piano is struck, the keys just have a bit more sparkle to them. This was a bit subdued on the original jazz classic that Phil Delancy did. Still beautiful, but Kevin has brought it out a little bit more. There's more quiet space. So because of that quiet surface, you're hearing more ambient cues and little details throughout the performance. Chuck Isreals' bass, Paul Motian's drums, the cymbals, how they float in the soundstage. It's all rendered much better on this new original jazz classic, not surprisingly. The pressing is beautiful, very, very nice. The jacket looks amazing, way better than this. I mean, you could say perhaps that the tonality is better on this. I would say that, but this is a flimsy, flat-looking affair, and this is a glossy Stoughton tip-on jacket. So I'll take the trade-off. I think this looks great. The labels reproduced really well. And this is just a magical album, another magical album. And I would say it's very high up in the Bill Evans canon. It has an emotional tug to it that is just irresistible. And there's times when you'll want to return to this album again and again. When you're in that mood, when you're in that contemplative mood, that meditative mood, when you just want to hear an artist conveying his own mood and have the support of these two wonderful musicians to his side. It's like watching, to me, it's like watching a canvas being painted. Just beautiful. Piano here, the bass sometimes down here, the drums up here. It all goes by like I don't know how to say it, like a contemplative, meditative mood. Nothing too jarring at all. Just beautiful, beautiful sound caressing you and moving you emotionally. And that's what I love about Moonbeams. Really, I can't recommend this new one highly enough. It's so much better than the original jazz classic from 1990. And I think for most people, this will be the end-all pressing of the Bill Evans trio, Moonbeams. Let me know what you think in the comments. Does this record affect you emotionally like it does me? I bet it does. It's really, really something special. So until next time, I'm Scott from The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.